My countrymen, this is Eli Velis Lao Pamatong, President of the Republic of the Philippines. On April 6, 2020, about a week ago, de facto President Duterte said, "Ikaw na ang presidente ng Pilipinas. You are now the president." And he spoke as President of the Republic of the Philippines. He spoke to the Filipino people. He entered into an oral or verbal covenant to the Filipino people that I am now the President of the Republic of the Philippines. As a matter of fact, he said, "Where are you?" Because the soldiers of the armed forces of the Philippines, the military soldiers, including the Philippine National Police, will report to you for instructions. And thinking that he was talking to me as President of the Philippines, I took that seriously. Because if we go back 4 years ago or 3 years ago, he also said in 2017 that if he resigns, he will leave the presidency to me and not to Leni Robredo. There have been that repeated commitment on the part of de facto President Duterte to turn over the presidency to me should he resign. And he appears to be so sick, incoherent in his statements, to the point where he looks unfit for the presidency. And perhaps he knew that. And that is the reason why he decided to turn over the presidency to me. Ikaw na ang presidente ng Pilipinas ngayon. And thank you, President Duterte. The problem is, up to now, there has been no formal turnover of the office in Malacanang. He seemed to have forgotten what he said. I can only surmise that there are people like Sara or Bungo or powerful personalities around him who are afraid of my total honesty principle or policy, who are blocking him or preventing him from pursuing his commitment that I should be the president, the full-fledged president of the Republic of the Philippines. And because of this realization that there are obstacles to his turning over the presidency to me, I want to propose to you a solution that is peaceful. Several days ago, several generals and colonels of the armed forces of the Philippines and the police talked to me, called me and told me they were willing to escort me to Malacanang. But again and again, I don't want any violence between these military officers and those who are loyal to Duterte, because maybe they received too much from Duterte. You will recall that Duterte said, "I gave these generals a lot of money. I fed them with a lot of money. Pinakain ko yan ng pera." So maybe those who are really well fed by Duterte will stay with him. And there will be a clash between those who are principled, supporting my presidency, and those who are loyal to him. I want to avoid that. So I thought of a plan or a strategy or a step or a move that can effect formal transfer of the presidency to me as soon as possible without bloodshed. And to answer that, to explain what I plan to do, let me look back to that point of time, particularly April 11, 1985, when I called for noise barrage in Cebu City in support of my crusade to restore or reinstate the American citizenship of the Filipino people. The people of Cebu responded overwhelmingly, resoundingly, to the point beyond belief. On April 11, 1985, the traffic in Cebu stopped for more than 10 minutes. It stopped. Businesses in Cebu stopped for more than 10 minutes. The cars stopped on the streets, the boats or the ships at the piers were booming their horn. The electric siren blowing their sirens. The cars are blowing their horns. People were using tin cans, whatever they can make, they can take hold of. They were ringing the bells in the church. It was so noisy in response to my call for noise barrage. And I was really flattered because they were shouting Pamatong for 10 minutes. Pamatong. They were supporting my crusade to restore or reinstate American citizenship to the Filipino people. And that was probably the reason why I scored 2-1. I almost won in that case which I filed with the American courts, which is now pending with the Supreme Court of the United States, that we are still citizens of the United States. The white judge, the chairman, voted for us, but the Chinese American and the Mexican American, of course, understandably voted along racial lines against us. Had there been 2 votes, then all Filipinos today would have been citizens of the United States already. Would have been citizens of the United States again. I'm citing that as an example because I want to reenact that or replay that or organize another noise barrage throughout the country on April 19. Throughout the country, we'll make noise, a noise that can never be forgotten in the history of the world. You remember what happened at Jericho? When, because of the trumpet, the sound of the trumpet, the walls of Jericho crumbled, and because of God, those who were for God won. The walls of oppression at Jericho crumbled, and righteousness won all over the land. I think we can do the same. The walls of Jericho around Digong, Duterte, around Jinping will crumble with the strength of the Filipino people if we are united. 108 million Filipinos united. Nobody can stand the force of 108 million Filipinos. And so since lately, there have been many who show their interest in supporting our cause. Millions have been sharing our uploads or the messages that we posted with the internet, with the YouTubes, with the Facebooks. Millions have been sharing that. I took it to mean that these people will also support our cause against oppression, our cause against lockdown. Our basic primary lockdown now is that actually we are imprisoned illegally. We are being confined in our homes on the pretext that they are preventing or protecting us from virus which can go across lockdowns, which can enter our homes, which can enter anywhere or go anywhere. And so this is only a pretext. The government, Duterte, is not really sincere in protecting us because the virus can go anywhere, can infect anyone even if he does not go out of his house because that virus is free to enter any house. And so it's useless. And we are spending billions upon billions of pesos to protect us against a virus that does not respect lockdowns, that does not respect walls and barriers. I want those lockdowns to be dismantled because hunger, famine, starvation are now stalking every Filipino all over the land. There is hunger, growing hunger around across the country. And I want to help our people set themselves free from all these lockdowns, which is actually a communist form of imprisonment. It is an imprisonment because it does not, to repeat, it does not serve any purpose. Lockdowns cannot prevent coronavirus from coming into any house, from entering in a municipality, from entering any barangay, from entering any province. It cannot. It's useless. It's just a ruse, a pretext to get more money from the government, to sell properties of the government to China. Until we sell nothing, they will have nothing to sell except ourselves. But Digong has sold much of the country already. He has sold his soul to China. Now he also wants to sell all of us. So the answer to this is not, I would say, forcible way of driving out Duterte from his house. Not violence. I believe in a non-violent approach to a problem. I believe that the best approach today is to wage prayer rally on April 20. And that is following the noise barrage. After the noise barrage, we can have a nationwide prayer rally. And that can, if you all unite, if you, Mr. Filipino, will help, will develop enough courage to join, the others will support the cause, then Duterte will have to give way without the need for resorting to violence. You have to. Let me talk to you in Tagalog, though I am a Cebuano. Ikaw, Filipino na kinig sa akin. Bago ka man mamatay lang, bakit hindi ka lang lumaban? Doon sa Italy. My God, wala na silang kabaong na malagyan sa namatay. Antayin pa ba ninyo na kayo ay mamatay? Wala na kayong kabaong na malagyan? Bakit hindi kayo lumaban habang may buhay, habang may lakas? For as long as you have the strength, use that strength to fight for your freedom, to assert yourselves, to fight tyranny, to destroy the walls of oppression, and liberate yourselves and our countrymen. Ikaw, nakinig sa akin. Huwag kang magpakatangahan lang dyan, magpabigi-bigian. Ang pamilya mo ay nakataya, ang buhay ng anak mo nakataya, ang buhay ng asawa mo nakataya, ang buhay ng lahat ng mga kaibigan mo at mga relatives mo nakataya. Lalaban kayo. Ako ay isang guide lamang. I don't have to become president to be famous. I'm already famous. And I'm already the president, at least legal president. But I want to help you. Why should I really fight for power for myself when I'm already 76 years old? I don't need that anymore. I should retire and go to my grandchildren in America. But there is nobody who can take my place. For the last 18 years, yours truly, Eli Verisla Pamatong, stood fearlessly and fiercely against Chinese oppression and slavery of the Filipino people. And I'm proud to tell you that because anyway, you know what I have done. I have burned hundreds of Chinese flags. I have burned hundreds of Malaysian flags to defend the territorial integrity of the Philippines, to defend the honor of the Filipino people, to assert the independence and dignity of the Filipino people. And I'm still doing it, even at the age of 76. I'm still doing it. I want you to help. I want you to stand up for your rights. Be Filipinos. Because you and I, we have a tradition to uphold. And it is the tradition to live with dignity and with honor. When that tradition is trampled upon, when foreigners and even our own selfish brothers could trample the very traditions and the honor that we have as a country or people, then it becomes imperative for you and me, for all of us, to rise up and vindicate our name before the eyes of the world, before the eyes of God. My countrymen, I look forward to the time when the Philippines will remain a free and democratic country. But that will depend upon you, kayong nakinig sa akin. Kung tutulong kayo, panalo tayo. If you cooperate, we will win. But if you don't do anything, then that is your decision. That is, any cowardice at this point is not good for us. You have to maintain the bravery of Lapu-Lapu, the bravery of Sultan Kudarat, the bravery of Daguhoy in Bohol. You have to. I am looking for Lapu-Lapu in all of you. I'm looking for a Daguhoy in all of you. I'm looking for a Kudarat in all of you. Let us all remember Kudarat, Lapu-Lapu and Daguhoy, who stood fiercely against Spanish oppression for 350 years. Until one day, the Philippines was eventually free. I am looking for a Lapu-Lapu. I am looking for a Daguhoy. I am looking for a Kudarat in every one of you. I am looking for the hero in each of you. So please help me dismantle this lockdowns, which is actually a modern form of communist imprisonment. And if you do not destroy these lockdowns, you can be sure that in the future, in the near future, millions of Filipinos will die. So before you lose your strength, while you have the strength, habang may lakas kayo, lalaban kayo. Huwag kayong susuko, huwag kayong matakot. Andyan ang Diyos. There is a just God that is guarding us, that is holding us. A just God that holds the destinies of men and nations will protect you. I assure you that. Let us join the noise barrage on April 19 at 10 o'clock. And the following day, let us march or hold a rally around Malacanang. I want 10 million, 20 million Filipinos around Malacanang, and we will not leave the area until there is a new birth of freedom in this country. Until we shall have recovered control of the Malacanang Palace for freedom, for liberty, and for God. Thank you and good night.